Hello, everyone. I'm Kita, your queer dating coach and matchmaker, and also your host to Queer Connections podcast. Ooh, that sounds really good to say. If you know me, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that this is a long time coming. I've been talking about a podcast for a really long time. And I'm excited to finally be bringing everything LGBTQ dating and relationship related to queer people all over the world. Dating, especially for queer people and especially for queer women, non-binary, and trans people of color, dating is harder now than ever before in the history of relationships. We're really transitioning from relationships going from being about survival to really being about happiness and being in a relationship because we choose to be, not because we need to be or it's arranged and all of that. But with that said, there's so many love gurus out there and love experts out there. And so for those of you that don't know me, you might be wondering what makes me qualified to be talking about love and relationships. Well, I tell people that I've been doing this work probably since I was 5 years old, as much as crazy as that sounds. But my parents got divorced at 5, and their relationship changed and altered. And my relationship with my dad changed and altered. And so I always wondered from that time, like, what makes someone want to stay and continue to love you? What actually makes relationships work? And as I got older and I came out, my relationships with my parents and with other family members and friends also shifted. And so, after I went through a pretty hard breakup before I married my now wife, which you will see her on the podcast, when I went through a really bad breakup, I started to really do this work on my own, and it was difficult to find someone that looked like me, that had the queer experience, that understood what I was going through. I also realized that no one teaches us anything about relationships. And so as I was doing other coaching things and coaching people on other parts of their life, relationships and love continued to come up. And and so I really took it upon myself to become a certified, let me emphasize, a certified dating coach or relationship coach through the Relationship Coaching Institute, RCI. And then about a year and a half ago, I became a certified matchmaker through what is now called the Global Love Institute. And so I'm certified through that. So not only are you going to get my experiences and my advice and experiences from friends in my life and from other coaches and experts, we're going to be bringing in facts and numbers and what's going on currently in dating and what we're seeing actually adjusting in this world. And so that makes us different in and of itself because it's not just going to be advice, right? I'm going to give you the tools and tips and strategies that you can use right now to make your next dating experience your last, or tips and tools that you can use right now to transform the way in which your relationship between you and your partner is going right now. So at Queer Connections, we're really going to be about two things. The first one is giving you the tools up front. If you think about how relationships work these days, or don't work for that matter, most people only focus on relationships when there's a ton of issues and your relationship is pretty much almost about to be in the shitter and it's over. And so what I want to do and my solution to that is to give you the tools that you need and the skills that you need right now, early on in the dating process or before you start dating. And I say skill because dating is a skill. Having a successful relationship is a skill. The same way as if you want to get healthy, you're going to have to work out. But that is a skill. It's something that you're going to continue to learn. Or if you want to improve your finances and want to build wealth, it takes a skill that's being practiced over and over again to create this generational wealth, to know how to invest and what to invest in. You just don't come out knowing that. And we, for whatever reason, expect to know exactly what to do in a relationship, or expect to know exactly what's going on and what to say to somebody when you're dating to get them to like you. And we don't, right? So I'm going to give you those tools up front to so you can have a better dating experience, so you can really shift your relationship and what's going on right now, the skill of intimacy and how to create that instead of constantly just going on vibes for attraction. There's a way in which you can build that. And so the thing that I really want everyone to know is that I believe that relationships are the most important area of our life, but we're the least prepared for them. And instead of waiting till the relationship is almost over and you're about to get a divorce, I want to give you those skills that you can use to date better, but that can also translate into the relationship when you get into one. And you can also use these same skills for other relationships throughout your life. So the second thing that the Queer Connections podcast will emphasize and focus on is I will focus on the human being, not the human doing, right? So what does that mean? We do all the time. We are taking actions all the time. And the most important things when you're thinking about relationships is that they begin in your mind and they manifest through your actions. And we are out here taking all the actions. We're on the dating apps. We're going out to bars and clubs, even when we don't want to go out to bars and clubs. Maybe you're going on blind dates that your friends are setting you up on, or you may even be in mine or another person's matchmaking database to get help in that area as well. So all of the actions are there. My question, and what I will emphasize in this podcast and any other place that you meet me, whether you're coaching with me or not, is I'm always going to ask you, who are you being when you're taking those actions? Right? So say you're on the dating app. When you go to scroll on the dating app, what's your mindset like? Are you open and hopeful, or are you just exhausted with the dating apps and resistant and maybe a little bit resentful, right, that they're not working? Or if you're going out to an event or to a bar or something, are you looking like you want to have or you're having a good time? Are you having fun? Is your body language open? Or are you standing in the back corner, kind of hiding out from everyone, but like wishing someone would actually come over and talk to you? Those are two different energies going on. Like how you're being and your mindset is giving your action, and how you're being will determine whether that action is effective or ineffective, for that matter. So when we talk about the things here, all the different topics in this podcast, it will be a lot about mindset. And I know sometimes we're sick of talking about mindset, but that gives you who you're being. And I think that's a big thing that people have to realize, is that sometimes it's not about what you're doing. You cannot do your way into a healthy relationship, because you could get into the relationship of your dreams. Or like I tell people that come and work with me, especially in matchmaking, that I can match you with someone that's really great. You can find someone on a dating app or out or in a bar or club or at an event that's really great. but you're still bringing you and all of the unhealed things that you haven't dealt with and pain and hurt. You're still bringing all of that into the relationship. And if you do not have the skills to combat those things when those insecurities come up, right, then it's not going to be successful. What you do won't matter, because you can have a really great partner, but if you believe, or your mind says that I'm not worthy of love, then what you're doing in the relationship is out of the fear of abandonment, not out of knowing that you are so deserving of love. So who you're being is scared. Who you're being is fearful. Who you're being is somebody small. And those things have an impact on the success of your relationship, because your partner can feel smothered, or your partner can feel like what do I need to do? Like, I'm doing all of these things for you and I'm showing you that I love you and you don't believe me, right? So your being is a huge part of what you're doing in the dating world, and also in your relationships when you do get coupled. So I am not going to just give you tips on how to flirt, or go and or create how to create your profile. We're going to talk about the how a little bit, but we're also going to talk about the why and what's underneath. Like what, why are you not just being authentic in your flirting versus this is how you flirt? Because not everything is the same. You can't take a strategy from someone that you see on TikTok and try to apply that if that's not who you are authentically. It's hard to say that word sometimes. So, look, I love coaching. I love helping people. I love being in communication and talking about love and talking about relationships, and more so talking about dating and what's going on in our dating lives right now, or in your dating lives as I am married. But I love talking about those things, and there's no better way to be able to reach all of the queer people, and all of the, especially the queer people of color, that all across the world, than this podcast. I mean, you literally can take me anywhere that you want to. And so I really hope that this really impacts you in the way that I hope it intends to, or what my intentions are around this. So I love you all. And no matter where you are right now, no matter what is going on in your life, have enough courage to trust love one more time, and always one more time. Peace.